Why is everyone looking down? Everywhere you go, on the road, in the church, at mosque, at school, in the restaurant, in the lobby, everywhere you are, you find people looking down on their phones, right? Have you ever stopped to ask that question? Or is that the new normal now? That everybody has to be on their phones at every slight instance of boredom or with nothing to do? It's not normal. Let's stop normalizing these things. Is it a must for me to always be on my phone whenever there's nothing for me to do? Can't I just sit in silence, in presence, and just enjoy what's going on around me? Look around at my surroundings. Look at something interesting that I can keep my eye on. That is a pandemic. Having to always be on your phone at every instance of boredom, quietness, or silence. It's a pandemic, really. Because it means that everyone is acting on autopilot. We are not ourselves anymore. We are not sane anymore. That we always have to be always on our phone whenever we are slightly bored. You are waiting for your turn at the restaurant or at the hospital or at the bank, or even when you are in church or in the mosque, you are on your phone. It's a big problem, but you do not even realize it yet. And it means there is something wrong in our brains. Our brains have been wired to always want to be stimulated. We always want instant fun and pleasure every time. When there's nothing to do, we can't just sit in silence, look at our surroundings, see what's going on around us. We can't do that anymore because it's not really interesting. It's not fun enough that we need another spike of dopamine on our phones because that is fun already. When you're sitting waiting, you can't just stay by yourself, but you need to scroll on your phone to see the next instant stimulation. You want to watch content, you want to watch comedy, you want to scroll online because it's fun and interesting. And it spikes your dopamine a little bit more, giving you a feeling of fulfillment, cheap rewards. But this thing actually has a side effect that you can't even stay without your phones. The phone is the typical example I can use now. You can't stay without your phone right now without you feeling bored. That is why you're always feeling sad and unhappy when there's no form of stimulation. At every instance, you want to be stimulated. At every now and then, you want to be pleasured. You want to get entertained. But we weren't meant to always be entertained. Biologically, we are designed to have times where we are chasing something. When we get the rewards, we feel satisfied. Our dopamine was meant for anticipating us towards chasing an animal. But of course, we can't be chasing an animal right now. We have hunters and all of that does that for us. But our dopamine makes us anticipate when we are chasing after a goal. And then when we get the reward, we have a feeling of pleasure and satisfaction. And after that period, then we have times of low dopamine when we're not even motivated to do things at all. Yes, fine. If we just want to eat, just want to lie around, sleep and play around, fine. But you nowadays want to be always stimulated at all instances. You want to scroll all day. You want to get entertained. You want to get stimulated from one content to the other. You are in a loop of endless scrolling. And you don't ever even get satisfied. The more you scroll, the more you want to scroll. That's a dopamine problem. It's a problem with your dopamine. It's a problem in your brain. Your brain has been wired by yourself to always want to be stimulated, to always want to be entertained. You can't even sit in boredom and silence to think about the next thing to do. What's that thing that I need to do right now? What's that thing that I need to do the next 1 hour? You don't even know, but you want to scroll all day. That is level 1 of self-improvement. That is one thing that you still need to work on. We have a dopamine problem nowadays, and you need to work on it. You shouldn't always be on your phone 24/7. And what's the solution? What's the way out? Well, it begins with you. This is not another video where I'll tell you, stop scrolling. Scrolling is giving you brain rot. Scrolling is frying your dopamine receptors. I won't tell you that. I'll tell you that you need to work on your brain. You need to work on your mental health. And that is the only way you can solve this dopamine problem. How do you work on your mental health? It's all about making that decision that, okay, the fact that I'm scrolling all day, the fact that I'm scrolling 24/7, I want to be always entertained. I want to scroll all day. I want to eat junk food. I want to listen to loud, fast music. I want to watch movies. I want to play video games. I always want to be entertained. The fact that you're always feeling that way senses a problem. And once you know that you have a problem, then that's when you can work on it. But if at this moment, after watching this video for about 6 minutes, you still believe that you do not have a problem of dopamine, then there's no way I can help you. It's just as good as clicking off this video. But if you realize that you have a problem, a dopamine problem at that, if you realize that the problem is that you can't stay without being stimulated, you can't stay without entertainment, you can't stay without pleasure, then I can help you. What's the help I want to render you today? First thing is to make a decision. After realizing that, okay, this is a problem of always want to be instantly stimulated and entertained, always wanting cheap rewards. After realizing that that is a problem, make up your mind that you want to change. You want to solve this problem. And how do you solve this dopamine problem? What I will ask you to do now is write down all the things that you always use to stimulate yourself. Scrolling on social media, video games, loud, fast music, junk food, TV series, all these things that you always want to do when you are bored. Write them down. These things that you write down, they are your vices. And now I want you to replace these things with other things. So after writing down those things that you always use to stimulate yourself, write it on one line or on one page. Now open another page again and write down all these things that I want to give to you. Number 1, reading, meditating, journaling, socializing. Now after writing out all these things, now look at the difference in the things you used to do before and the things you are supposed to be doing now. The list goes on. Meditating, journaling, spending time with loved ones, socializing, cleaning your environment, making meals, cleaning your surrounding. These things that are actually slow. Taking a walk. You see, these things are slow, but it helps your brain more than these instances of stimulation, like scrolling, watching movies all day, eating junk food, playing video games. So these are the things that will replace your instant pleasure and instant stimulation. Because these things are slow, it's not pleasurable. But these are the only things that can recalibrate your brain and make you feel better without having to always be stimulated all day. Meditation, journaling, reading, taking a walk, spending time with loved ones, making meals, cleaning your surroundings. They are really, really slow, uninteresting, and boring. But then it calibrates your brain. So that when next you are sitting out there waiting for something or waiting for somebody, you don't have to always be on your phone looking for stimulation. You can just look at your surroundings. You can just speak to somebody. You can just enjoy the children playing around. You can enjoy the sight of them playing around. You can look around and see the birds chirping. You can, just look around you and see something that is fun and interesting without having to always stimulate yourself. Because the more you stimulate yourself by scrolling, always being on your phone, watching content and all of that, the more your brain rottens. And then you can't find pleasure, you can't find purpose, you can't find fulfillment in real life, wholesome activities. Because your brain has been calibrated, your dopamine receptors have been fried, that you always want dopamine from instant pleasure. And then you can't get rewards and purpose in slow things that are purposeful and fulfilling, like working on a project, working on your craft, speaking to loved ones, building a business, having meaningful conversations, taking walks, meditating, journaling, reading, listening to slow music. Those things that bring delayed pleasure, slow and steady pleasure. You can't find purpose in all those things anymore because you want to always be quickly stimulated. At every instance of boredom, you want to be on your phone, scroll to see what's going on social media. You want to see that new comedy. You want to see that new skit. You want to see what one celebrity is saying to the other because it's intriguing, it's pleasurable, right? But then these things are rotting in your brain. And that is why you can't even sit and work for 2 hours. You can't sit and build a business from the scratch. You can't sit and enjoy conversation with loved ones without having to check your phone every few seconds. It's a dopamine problem, like I said earlier. And the only way out is to realize that you have that problem, make up your mind, make a decision that you want to solve the problem, then come back and watch this video again, all over, and see the things that I tell you to do. Meditation, journaling, reading, walking, spend time with loved ones, make meals, clean your surroundings, play outside, play like a child, play with children, have fun, talk to people. These are the things that are really, really slow and they are away from your phone, away from mobile devices. Just hold by yourself, be mindful and being present. You can even just sit down and stare at your wall, think about what next you want to do with your life. When you take out your phone, then you come back to your senses. There was a time I couldn't get my phone charged for about 4 hours. Back then when I still used to be a phone addict, I couldn't charge my phone for about 4 hours. I had nothing to stimulate me, no pleasure, no instant stimulation, no entertainment. I was just all by myself, sitting on this chair like this, facing the wall, and I got creative again. I got my sense of sanity. I started thinking about what I could do again, what new thing I could add to my business, what new thing I could add to what I've been doing. I got creative. I started getting new ideas because I wasn't with my phone. If I was with my phone 24/7, if I got my phone charged, there's no way for me to be creative. I can't build anything because I'm always entertained. I'm always stimulated. So why would I want to be creative when I have instances of stimulation here and there? I have video games, I have junk food, I have loud music, I have movies. Why would I want to be creative when I can easily get stimulated by all these things? And that's what your brain loves. It's not your own fault. It's just the limbic part of your brain, the lizard part of your brain that has evolved over time. And you still have it. You just want to be entertained. You just want to reproduce and survive. Nothing else. That's the limbic part of your brain coming into action. It's conserving energy for you so that you can use the energy for survival or for other things that needs energy. So you are the one who's supposed to break that cycle by realizing that you have a dopamine problem, being always wanted to be on your phone, and then trying to solve it by doing meaningful, wholesome, boring, slow tasks that recalibrates your brain, whereby you don't even need to have to be always stimulated. You always want to do something meaningful. That's the actionable step for you today. What you should do, stay away without your phone. Stay away from your phone for about 2 hours. Sit down and stare at your wall. That's what I want you to do in the next few minutes. After watching this video, take away your phone. Keep it aside. Don't scroll. Don't reply to messages. Don't chat anyone. Don't check mails. Don't do anything. Just keep your phone away. For just 30 minutes, stare at your wall and see how creative you become again. See how introspective you become again. See how you are able to process your emotions and thoughts. See the new ideas that will come to you. And then you realize that you've always been living a fake life because you have stimulation and pleasure everywhere. Without pleasure and stimulation, who are you? So what would you do after this video? Keep your phone aside for those 30 minutes, sit and stare at your wall and see the thoughts that will come in. However you feel, write it down, journal. If you get ideas, write it. If you get creative, write it. If you feel a feeling of the past, write it. If you feel bad, if you feel sad, write how you feel. Journal it. And then you can process your thoughts properly. And then you can live a better life without being always wanting to be stimulated. Maybe that's the only thing you need to become successful. You might not even need any other business idea. You might not even need any other business model or any other job. You just need to be by yourself so that you can create new ideas. live a fulfilled life, and become a better person. Let's go. 30 minutes after this video, away from your phone, sit and stare at your wall and see how you feel. Whatever you feel, write it down and comment on this video. And I'll see you in the next one.